Welcome to the Patriot Insider here on the Cumberlands Patriot Sports Network. Jordan Gossett here. I'm joined now by former head men's basketball coach and now vice president of athletics here at the University of the Cumberlands, Coach Randy Vernon. Coach Vernon is entering his 14th season as the athletic director here at the University of the Cumberlands. Coach, tell a little bit about the program as a whole, as athletic program. You're in charge of 26 sports here at the University of the Cumberlands. Give us a little thought of all the sports in general and how you feel about the University of the Cumberlands athletics.
Overall, Jordan, I think we have a very solid athletic program. We're competitive overall, not only within the conference, but on a national level. And of course, there are years when some of our teams don't perform as well as they would like to, but there are always going to be some ups and downs with every sport that you have on occasion. But overall, I think we do a good job. We're always in the top 2 or 3 in terms of the President's Cup, which is the Mid-South Conference version of the best all-around athletic program. And this past year, we finished 11th overall in the Director's Cup, which includes all NAIA schools. So as long as we can stay, I think, in the top 25, it means our program is competing with most everybody that we have to compete with, and I think it is competing on a high level.
Yeah, and you talked about the Mid-South Conference, one of the more well-known conferences in the NAIA, and always very tough with big schools, Campbellsville, Lindsey Wilson, Georgetown, etc. Looking at our fall sports, had a very successful fall season, it seemed like. Men's soccer was kind of right there in the middle. Women's soccer, a rebuilding year with a new coach, and of course volleyball this year with a new coach also. What has been your thoughts on this fall as we wrapped up the fall seasons and all the sports in general?
Well, I think it was good overall. Our Sockers did a good job, especially men's. They finished 4th, I believe, in the conference, and it is a tough league, especially with Lindsey Wilson and Rio Grande. They were ranked 1 and 2 in the entire country most of the year, and I think we finished a half a game out of 3rd place. So it was a good year. Our women definitely had a down year. We are in a rebuilding stage with that program, and I do look for things to get much better next year. Our cross-country teams both really had good years. We finished 2nd in both the men's and the women's cross country. We did not send our teams to the nationals, but we had some individuals that went. Danielle Hoop finished 10th overall, I believe, in the women's side, which is one of the higher finishes that we've ever had in cross country, period. Our volleyball, we did finish 6th out of 10, I guess, schools, which may not sound too good, but it is a good showing for our volleyball. We are making great strides with that, have for the last couple of years. We continue to make strides this year, and I really think that things are going to get better. For the first time in our school's history, we beat Georgetown College, which is a perennial NAIA powerhouse in volleyball, and of course has been within our conference too. So we're making good strides with that too.
So now we move on to looking ahead towards the winter sports, and of course already got basketball out at a good start here as they've kind of came back and some new faces, both women's and men's, and they've really adapted well, starting to play very good. And then of course swimming has just finished up a little bit in the fall, but they really kick it in the winter. Expecting big things from swimming, come off a very good year last year. What are your thoughts on the winter sports, and then also including the spring sports, your men's and women's wrestling teams, and also baseball and softball?
Both our swim teams, men and women, basketball, men and women, and actually wrestling is a winter sport also, have all gotten off to good starts with the addition of bowling, with the addition of archery. We do have some other sports now that actually compete both in the fall and in the spring. Their season continues after the first semester is over, but they have all done well. Our basketball teams have both got off to a little slow start, but they have picked up and are playing much, much better. And of course, the majority of all of the conference schedule is in the second semester, so that'll be interesting. Basketball in the Mid-South Conference is as good, both men and women, as good as anywhere in the nation on an NAIA level, so that'll be tough. As you mentioned, our swim programs, they're both in good shape and have really done a good job. I expect both will qualify for the nationals. Men's wrestling the same way, has qualified every year for probably the past 10 or 12 years, and will do so again. Our women's wrestling program under Donnie Stevens, a new coach this year. I think he is doing a great job with our team too. Again, we've only had a couple of matches up to this point, so the bulk of their schedule will come during the spring too. Bowling has gotten off to a great start. Kevin Riggle has really done a good job in getting our program started. Both our men and women are very competitive in only their first year. And of course, our archery program under Chris Trebek, this is our second year for that. Had a great first year, and it has continued this year to improve. And so I expect really good things from archery.
You talked about bowling and archery and starting off so strong as first-year programs. Archery last year, of course, is the second year for archery, but have really had a great success for new programs. Do you expect, as of course sports keeps getting bigger and bigger, especially in the NAIA level, do you expect any new sports to be coming aboard here at the University of the Cumberlands in the future?
We actually have announced that lacrosse will be added, both men and women, but we've had to put that on hold at present, and I doubt that we'll get that started next year as we had hoped. Hopefully the year after that we will, but those are the next sports on our list is men's and women's lacrosse, a sport that is growing tremendously throughout the country. With the NAIA, it is considered an emerging sport, which means because of that growth, it is very close to being recognized as a national championship sport. So we'll see how that goes. Bowling is right there too, as a matter of fact. With that, we expect national championships and the NAIA sponsoring championships within the next year or two in bowling. Right now, that appears to be our next sports. We've got a list of things that, as time goes on, we will look very close at adding other sports. But as you mentioned, 26, that's enough to keep us pretty busy right now.
Now we will turn our attention to this week coming up, the national championship game and the football team. Can you just talk a little bit about the success of the football program? You've been here for a long time, and this has really been the first time we've seen a team as successful as this football team has been under head coach John Bland. Just talk a little bit about Coach Bland and what he's done for this football team and what he's done for the school and community.
Our football team, led by John Bland, has done a tremendous job. This has been the most exciting year that I can remember for our football team. And of course, we've broken all kinds of records, not just the winning, but Mid-South Conference championships, being ranked number one in the country, advancing further than we've ever been. We finally won a second round, a quarterfinal game in the football championships, and now to be actually playing in a championship. This is the first time in our school's history that we've had any sport get this far, so we would love to have our first NAIA national champion. But John has really done a great job. Our football program, I want to say I think Chuck King, prior to John, did a great job in kind of getting our program back online. John came in, though, and has not only taken that to another level, he's kind of run with that program and has really done a great job with getting outstanding talent. He's doing a tremendous job, he and his coaching staff, with preparing these young men not only to play, but to be able to live after college and make a life for themselves. And he's just done a terrific job. We couldn't be happier with the direction that the football program is headed. And of course, the excitement that we've had over these last, say, month has been unparalleled. It's really been exciting.
Well, that was former head coach Randy Vernon, Vice President of Athletics at the University of the Cumberlands, talking a little bit about the fall and winter and sports in general here at the University of the Cumberlands. You've been listening to the Patriot Insider here on the Cumberlands Patriots Sports Network.